Hey everyone! It's been a while since I've sat down and talked to you guys about what's been going on with my health, and since I'm in between that 5th and 6th month mark of my Orkambi, I figured it was about time for me to sit down and catch you guys up on what's been going on. Because, well, a lot's been going on. For those of you that haven't seen my Orkambi videos in the past, I am going to leave a link to the playlist in the description. And for those of you that did see, you know I did not have the easiest time in the beginning, and my side effects list was incredibly long and weird and stressful, and I just had a lot going on with my body in those first few months. So I want to say it was about the end of the 3rd month when the majority of the really extreme side effects had calmed down, and I kind of was able just to live more of a normal life than I was since I had started. And I had decided right up before to that point that I was going to wait until the 6th month to decide whether or not I was going to continue taking it. So since I'm at that mark, I'm here to tell you that I am going to continue taking it, and I had made that decision about a month ago whenever I had been at a doctor's appointment that had ended up running way later than we had anticipated, and I ended up being 4 hours late taking the dose that I was supposed to take. I thought I was going to die. I felt so awful. I couldn't breathe, like, to save my life. It was horrible. And I was so shocked at how fast that feeling came on, and it scared me to the point like I could never not take these pills if that's how I'm going to feel coming off of it. It was so awful just in that short amount of time. I can't even imagine coming off of it for a long period of time to even want to know how long that feeling would last. It was that bad. But besides that, majority of the side effects did ease up after the 3rd month. I do still have a couple of them, and I have a couple of new ones, and you know, life. But so here I am to tell you all what's been going on since then. I was able to get my lung functions up a little bit. They did drop about 15% after I started Orkambi. They're not, as far as I know, back up to where they were before I started, but they are up a good bit. My weight is up. I've gained about 10 pounds since starting, which is really fantastic because I'm finally at my goal weight. But I did have to buy an entire new selection of jeans because I had no pants that fit. So, and it's still a good thing. It's so hard to remember with the long list of everything, what's changed, what hasn't, all of that. One of the biggest side effects that I had in the beginning was my extreme shortness of breath. That was really every second of the day for the first 2 or 3 months. Now I'm to the point that luckily it's only an hour before and an hour after each dose normally, and as soon as I'm able to do my nebulizers, then I'm fine. I can't do my albuterol inhaler. It just doesn't work anymore for me. I have to sit down and do it for a long time with a nebulizer, or I'm just not going to get the benefits. Which, I mean, as long as it works, it's cool with me, but it does get frustrating when I have somewhere I have to be. But we make compromises. The hot flashes that I was dealing with, that was really extreme. I don't get them as frequently, and when I do get them, they're not for as long of a period of time. And since it's winter now, they're not as smothering as they were before because I'm in a cold environment, not like South Louisiana, 100 degrees outside, and I'm having a hot flash suffocation going on. So I still get them, but it's not as bad. The excess chronic pain that I was having, after the 3rd month, that did go away. I still do have pain every day because of my fibromyalgia and all of that, but it wasn't as extreme. In the winter, I get worse anyway, so I mean, I am having worse pain now. Like a couple of nights ago, I literally couldn't even stand up. My back hurts so bad. So, I mean, I still have issues, but that's not really because of the Orkambi anymore. It's because, well, I have issues. Every single month, my cramps get worse and worse and worse, to the point, like this past month, I couldn't stand up without having to throw up. It was so much pain in my stomach, which was awful. And I do need to make an appointment with my doctor to see about that, because last time I was that bad, I had to have surgery. So I hope that's not, I hope that's not the case. With exercise, the first couple of months, I was only able to exercise like maximum 10 minutes a day without just dying the rest of the day. Now I am able to work out for as long as I want, and I'm perfectly fine of not feeling better afterwards. So I'm really pleased with that. The dehydration has gotten worse, I find. I drink so much water in a day, it is unreal. And it has nothing to do with my blood sugar, because that has been perfect, honestly. I am just so freaking thirsty, and my skin is constantly dehydrated. So I want to say that got worse about 3 months ago, and it's just like every so many weeks I find I'm getting even thirstier, which is just really frustrating. With all the water I've been drinking, it's helped clear up my skin, so I'm not really complaining about, whatever. But speaking of my skin, I had kind of talked about it in my videos, but I did talk more about it on Facebook. I had started getting this severe cystic acne on my face, really on my cheeks and my chin and under my jawline, like to the point of extreme, like minimum 20 cysts on each cheek. Awful pain and holes, and just, it was awful. And I know a lot of other people were having that issue as well. I started a new skincare line about a month ago that has completely cleared up my face. I'm going to leave links to all of the products that I've been using down below, because honestly, if you were having the same issue I was having with that, like, I cannot recommend this enough. And as well as my doctor did put me on 2 new medications, but my skin was already, I want to say 95% healed up before he started me on the medication. And I just started that like a week ago, so, My hair did stop falling out, so that's fantastic, because I didn't want to be half bald again. My emotions, I have found, have gotten like out of hand. I cry, like if my emotions change any little bit, I will cry. It doesn't matter if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm mad, if I'm scared, if I'm excited, if I will cry. Not depressed. I don't know what it is. So if you're like this crazy emotional person now, like, let me know so I don't feel like I'm crazy, even though I know I am to some degree. I mean, we all are, right? And along with the emotions, my memory, which this one really bothers me, my memory has become impaired to some degree. Not my long-term memory, that's fine. It's my short-term memory, but it's ridiculous. Like, I will be having a conversation with somebody, I will say half of a sentence, something will click in my brain, I will forget everything I've said in the last 5 minutes, I won't remember what we were talking about. will not remember what I was thinking. It is literally one of the most frustrating things I've ever had to deal with. And like, it's not just like once in a blue moon. Like, it happens like a legit 10 times a day. Minimum. It's really starting to bother me. After trying for months and months and months to get an appointment with a gastro, finally found one that would see me. I couldn't lay down without my stomach acid literally coming out of my mouth. It still gets to that point because, well, we really haven't fixed it yet. But it's awful. I will go days without being able to sleep. And that's probably not helping with the emotions and the memory because I'm not sleeping. So I saw the gastro. We've tried me on new medicine. That didn't help. We've like quadrupled my dose from what a normal person would take, and none of it's helping. About 2 weeks ago, we did an endoscopy and they took 10 biopsies, I want to say. She found a hernia that she said was rather large in the opening where my throat connects to my stomach. So my stomach is not closing off from my throat at all. So we're guessing that when I'm coughing or anything like that, the acid's just like coming up instead of staying in my stomach where it should. She did find a lot of erosion and stuff. So, I mean, it's to the point, especially on a bad night, I won't have a voice for a week because it's like eroding my entire throat, which really, it's painful. I have an appointment with my gastro to follow up on the biopsies and stuff in about a month or so. So if anything crazy comes up, I will let you know. We don't know if the hernia was brought up before Orkambi or if it came after. We're trying to figure that out, but I don't know if we'll ever really get to the bottom of that. I have an appointment next Tuesday with my ENT to find out about my sinuses because it's every 6 months on routine for the last 5 years. I have to get my sinuses drilled out and more stents put in and polyps cut out and all of that stuff. Like, without a doubt, every 4 to 6 months it has to happen. And so I'm at that 6-month mark. I am having a lot of pressure today. So I don't know, I guess we'll find out next week if it's helped slow down my polyps growing any, or, you know, if it's helped that at all. I am barely bringing any mucus up, if any, which is very strange for me because it's usually like I will cough up like an entire like Dixie cup every time I do my treatments. Like, without a doubt, it will happen. Like, my entire life I've been that way. And I want to say it's been about the last month and a half. I am just barely bringing anything up. And up until about 2 days ago, whenever it started getting like really cold, but still like my mom told me yesterday, I am handling the cold so much better than what I usually do. So I am starting to see some benefits here, which is pretty exciting. Is it this wonderful magical cure everyone was hoping it would be? No. It's nowhere near what the hype of it was supposed to be, at least for me and my body. But 6 months down the line, I am finally beginning to see some good coming out of this. It's just going to take time.